Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Affinity. I'm Tigorso, and Girin is off enchanting some stuff. And today, we are going to be working on our tower. So, I don't know what I'm going to call it just yet. So, we're going to call it the Affinity Tower for now. So, we were working in our creative world, and we decided on the scale, on the build, the style, and the look. So, the problem is, the size I want it is much, much too large for this area. So, naturally, we have to make it fit. But, we have a lot of work to do. So, this little doorway right here is going to go 13 blocks that way. And all of this is going to have to be removed. So, we're just going to have to get started on it. I've made some diamond tools to assist in the process, but first things first, I want to go ahead and I want to get this iron shovel broken. And we are just going to have to hack this thing until it's dead. But yeah, so we're actually really excited about this. It looks good, and I can't even wait for you guys to see how it's going to come together. We built like a huge section of it just so we would sort of get an idea of how everything was going to go, and it looked really good. So you guys will be happy with it, I'm sure. And other than that, if you guys watched our episode from last week, you most certainly noticed that, hey, we have a new intro. We figured that since it was a new season, that we should have a new intro. So Girin spent a great amount of time to redo it, all with, new textures, new models. All the stuff was brand new. So I think he did a really good job on it, because Girin has been working very hard to shore up his 3D modeling skills, and I think that intro sort of shows like how far he's come in the time that he's been working on it, which is very, very far. So I'm really super proud of him for the work that he did. So everybody make sure that if you didn't on the last video, give Girin a big round of applause and give him a thumbs up on the video, because he worked so hard on it and it was awesome. I hope you guys think it was awesome, because I thought it was pretty freaking awesome. But one of the pleasant surprises that we found was the rendering engine that is used in Blender, which is what Girin uses to create all of our intros and stuff like that, was greatly improved in a recent update. So it's like hecka good now. It's crazy. I think it lowered rendering times by something like 40%. It was insane. Like, things that used to take like I think it was a minute 20 seconds per frame, were only taking about 40 seconds per frame, which is just so nice, because that's a whole lot less time we have to spend, with Girin's computer working on rendering our intros and videos and 3D stuff. That's one of the reasons why when everybody was like, "Oh, hey, can you make me like an intro, just like a short one?" It's like this, like, it's not an insignificant task. Like a single still image can take a couple minutes to render, and lag. And to be honest, I don't blame everybody for thinking that it's just like a sort of like an easy thing to do, because it is a lot of work, but the end result seems disproportionate for the amount of work that occurs. But rest assured, it is an incredibly time-intensive task, and actually has greatly increased my respect for people who do this sort of stuff for a living. Like, all those 3D movies with, like, you know, How to Train Your Dragon and Toy Story and all of that stuff. You guys, Toy Story came out in, like, 1999. It was, like, a long-ass time ago. And it's fully 3D, modeled, rendered. 1995? My god, that's even worse. Like, the fact that they even succeeded and had a video to put out at all is just mind-blowing. Like, I know that they have, like, huge teams and things like that, but my god, the effort involved is insane. And I just, like, mad, crazy-ass props to, like, anyone who does 3D modeling. Like, it's just, like, insane. And, like, Slamacow has this problem, too, where people are like, oh, when did you release more stuff? And it's like, it takes him, like, a month to do, like, a minute of content. Like, when you watch, like, the Dig, Build, Live shorts, like, they're, like, 4 minutes long. It takes, like, 4 months to do that 4 minutes. And it's pretty consistent, too, because we've actually gone through and looked at the time in between his releases. And, yeah, it's about a month a minute. And he works on it, like, as much as he possibly can. I think he's a student, or he was. But either way, just mad crazy respect for him and what he does. Because it just takes so much effort, and to have such dedication to a single project like that, oh man, I can't imagine. Bears wood. There you go. Slamacow's move. It's just incredible, the amount of effort that it takes. So, you know, next time you guys watch a fully 3D movie, think that one scene that you just watched is like probably a month or two of someone's life's work. Just like they spent a month rendering that 30-second scene that you just watched. And it wasn't just like one person, it's like a team of people. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. Exactly. And I think Garen has a good point. People usually are super critical of pieces like that, which is like, you know, I understand that, like, you know, criticism is like a thing that happens, and I'm not saying that some of the criticism, especially with like Frozen, is deserved, but you also gotta have to look at the overall project, and just the fact that it even came out is just should be amazing to a lot of people. So, I mean, I have so much more respect for 3D animators and modelers and riggers and, you know, like the 10 jobs that go into doing completing a piece of 3D animation, especially a feature-length piece of 3D animation. It's incredible. And the people who do that for a living are insane. That's about as good as a term as I can come up with it. I mean, these people must be so passionate about what they do. I just personally don't think that I could put in the kind of effort and get the kind of results that they get. It's just crazy. All right, so my pick's about to break. I'm gonna go run back here. I have another pick waiting in the wings. So yeah, I mean, just it's something that I sort of picked up when I was in college, understanding like what actually goes into a lot of hard work. Yeah. Let's see. I think I do have an anvil in here. With like electronics and things like that, yes, sweet. I had a good understanding of how electronics worked, but I didn't understand how they worked. I understand what they did, but that was the thing that I was confused about. I was like, when I was like, oh, I know how electronics work. No, I know about the work that they do, but how they actually work was incredible and just blew my mind. In a lot of the same way that that doing the 3D animations and looking at that work sort of blew my mind as well, because it is so incredibly complex and there's so much to it. I mean, it is fun, and it's meaningful. Like, there was this certain thing that we learned about. A lot of you guys might have heard of it. It was called a transistor. If you hear like the old song "Transistor Radio," it's like the transistor was this gigantic leap forward in technology, and it took some very, very smart people a lot of time to get it done, or to basically invent it and to develop the technology to run it. And to be honest, the fact that electronics work at all, and because of the transistor, we're able to make things as small as they are, it just blew my mind. I always wondered why computers used to take up entire buildings. Why, to do a simple math problem, it took an hour and a building the size of, most schools. And it was because the technology was underdeveloped, but at the time was considered a marvel, and it was. And the transistor basically took the old vacuum tubes that they were using and shrunk them down into something super tiny. Imagine taking the power of a V8 motor and condensing it down into something that could drive a Hot Wheels car. That's basically what the transistor did. It put a ton of potential processing power in something that was considered microscopic. And, if you guys don't understand what a vacuum tube is, go look up what a vacuum tube is. I'm pretty sure that you guys will be shocked at how big it is and all that stuff. And then think that used to be what computers were made out of. And not only what computers were made out of, but there are now, let's see, probably about the equivalent of a billion, or actually several billion of those inside your computer processor right now. Doesn't matter what kind of processor you have. You probably have a couple billion of those things chugging away inside your computer. And you can't sit here and tell me that that's not just amazing. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. Like, I feel like, obviously I've gotten used to having that sort of technology in my life. But when I actually step out of my shell and I think about what it is and what it does and what it used to be, it seems like it was transported from the future or something like that. Like it's alien technology. It's like, humans made this? How? I don't understand. But we did. And that's amazing. I'm not saying it was aliens, but there are a lot of theories that like, from the crash at Roswell, that's where we got like fiber optic technology and stuff like that. I personally don't believe any of that, but to be honest, if it were to come out and people were to say, and there would be like proof, like actual proof that that's the case, I'm not sure I would be surprised. Like, as ridiculous as it sounds, I'd be like, okay, well, now I believe you. It makes sense. But I would like to think that a lot of blood, sweat, and tears from engineers and electrical engineers and all kind... Bears, behave yourself. Bear's not going to behave. I would like to think that all of the blood, sweat, and tears of the people who put time into developing that technology did so without a sort of cheat sheet, if you will. This amazing feat of technology was something that we did on our own. So I hope that that's what it turns out to be. But if not, hey, at least we'll know that we're not alone in the universe, and there's more technology out there that we can go appropriate. I'm down with that. But yeah, so I really hate to do all this digging and stuff on camera, but I really want to share like everything with you guys because I personally like doing that. I like sharing and, how do I say this? Like showing people exactly how I go about doing things. And I hope that you guys enjoy it too. I mean, if you didn't, you guys wouldn't watch, but still. I hope that you guys do genuinely enjoy it. So we're actually making a lot of good progress on this, and I will probably we're probably just gonna have enough time for this today, and then I will probably off camera lay down the first couple layers, and that way you guys can see sort of like what's gonna be the foundation and what it's going to look like when it's done. I think you guys are really going to like it. It's got a lot of new 1.8 sort of things going on in it, which I'm super excited about. And it was sort of like the first thing that I really built with very much 1.8 things in mind. And it felt different designing this versus designing things that I had done in the past. Things I had done in the past seemed very limited, and in some ways I was like, well, I only have so many limited things to use, and I only have so many different sorts of textures and blocks, and with 1.8, I feel like there was a lot of stuff added to where I had so many more opportunities to use cool things, and we're definitely going to have to go heck of farming. Like I probably shouldn't be admitting this on cam, but I actually kind of tore apart the strip mine to get some stuff that I need, and I promise that I am going to go back and I'm going to fix it. But I was like, I need some building materials like right now, so I just went into the strip mine and just like tore up the place. So I need to go back and I need to fix that because I was bad. but I needed like diorite and stuff like that quickly. So so there's going to be a lot of that. There's going to be granite. There's going to be basically all of the 3 new stones, and then some other things, and I think you guys are really going to like it. But yeah, so I hope you guys will stick around to see us build this tower, the Affinity Tower. That's what we're going to call it for now, until we come up with a better name. Actually, that's what we'll call it for now, and then once you guys see, or you have a good idea about what it's going to be about, you guys should recommend names for it. I think that would be pretty cool, because once you see it, it's going to be pretty special. So keep your eyes open for that, and I'll ask you guys when I feel it's time to christen it with a name, and we'll come up with something together, because I always enjoy that. But either way, I think it's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and share with your friends so they can come enjoy our videos as well. Don't be greedy. Everybody should enjoy our videos. And if you guys have any comments or anything, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Take care.